Hello, thanks for stopping in. I'm Ric Beattie. I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan. And this Wednesday touch point meditation, prayer, time together has really become part of my own spiritual practice since we stopped having in-person meditations when the pandemic lockdown happened. So it's my intention at some point to start them again, but I'm also having to be realistic about how much more I can put on my plate. So this is just a good way people connect with them. I know there are many people who count on them, and I'm honored to know that you're out there and listening whenever you want to. And I hope that you come back once in a while. If you're on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, I hope that you would do that. We have a long way to go to get to 1,000 subscribers, but when we do, we can have our own URL. That's the web address for our YouTube page. So I just keep putting it out there. Anyway, I'm going to share with you Daily Word, and I do so with permission of Unity, who publishes Daily Word. And the theme is divine order, one of my favorites. Divine order is my constant blessing. Few things can lift me beyond the daily irritations and inconveniences of daily life better than simply affirming divine order. I shift my perspective with these two simple words, reminding myself that the things of the world may come and go, but the spiritual truth of order remains. I remember times of chaos and confusion when I couldn't imagine how things might work out, and yet they did. Divine order was at work then, just as it is at work right now. As I align myself with the spiritual truth, I no longer get rattled when my plans go awry or there are hiccups in my itinerary. Some days are just easier than others, aren't they? So I just keep going. I free myself from anxiety and worry by living as the spiritual being I am, cooperating with the order that undergirds all things. And the Bible verse for today is from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. So, divine order isn't a catch-all to help us be okay with whatever's going on. Sometimes people use it that way, and that's not exactly the way, but it's the knowing that underneath of all of life, underneath of what appears to be chaos, underneath is a structure, is an order out of which everything rises. Another way of thinking about God, right? And it's the order of the universe expressing itself. And it will ultimately express itself. It will ultimately right the ship, right? It'll ultimately help you to regain center, help me to regain center. I've stood in that truth for almost 50 years, and it has served me well. What seems to work, I come back to. What I try and doesn't work, I might try it again or time or two, and then I move along. So each of us has to find our own spiritual practices that support us, and sometimes they change, sometimes they evolve. Certainly this time of connection is part of my own spiritual practice, and so I'm grateful that you're there, and we can connect in this way in cyberspace. Early on in the pandemic, I hosted a whole bunch of Zoom calls, and at first, we were just desperate for trying to stay connected. Well, I also sense the urge in people now to connect. And this is one way for sure. I know that there are people who connect with our stream services, both the live Sunday experience or the archives of it, and this recorded experience. Seek it out. They're looking for something, a familiar face. I know a lot of people in the area. And if I don't shave this beard soon, people won't recognize me. I just noticed. Anyway, we're going to have a brief meditation. We're going to do that to the music, some music created by Kim Lange, our creative director. It's called 6 Degrees of Meditation. I love that. 6 Degrees of Meditation. So I invite you to just scan your body and see if you're holding any tension anywhere. Scan your body and see if there's any place that's feeling tight, tense. And if you find such a place, just notice how it will drain away as you let it, invite it to. Return to the nothingness from where it came. As I've said a lot of times, the simplest meditation is to become aware of your breath, to focus on the breath. It's a great teacher. So notice your breath now. Notice the rhythm of it. Don't change it. Don't try to force it to be some other way. It is perfect as it is. Just notice how your chest expands, and I'm noticing how my shirt rises to accommodate the filling of my lungs with oxygen. We give thanks for oxygen. We give thanks that the wildfire smoke has blown away for the most part. And we know that there are people dealing with all kinds of things. But right now in this moment, we're going to turn away from all of that stuff outside. We're going to turn away from the noise of the world. I've invited many people over the last couple, 3 years to watch less news. Well, some get very annoyed with me. How can you say that? I've got to know what's going on. Really? I'm not sure. I have an open mind. I watch a bit of the news, enough to be aware of the weather and what the world conditions are appearing to be. And yet I know beneath all of that there's a deeper truth. And the deeper truth is that when I focus myself on the connection I have with other people. And that's, I think, what got affected. One of the things during the pandemic, we weren't with each other as much. So now people are looking to connect. I hope if you're near enough, close enough to us, that you will come and join us on a Sunday morning at 10. And if you happen to be in the area on the 23rd of July, we're going to have a very wonderful speaker and guest, friend of mine, teacher of mine, Martha Creek. She will be here doing the 10 a.m. Eastern Time service, and then we'll have a simple lunch afterwards, soup and salad, or salad and sandwich. I know we haven't exactly decided yet, but it'll be an easy lunch, and then we'll have a workshop. And one of the things that I love about working with Martha is the very simple way she shares complicated spiritual ideas and helps us grow ourselves up emotionally to get a little bit more mature. Because we're all evolving, right? We're all evolving beings. Okay, so back to that scan of your body. Just notice your body is relaxing into the space, into the chair, into your couch, your recliner, wherever you are right now. Your body is relaxing. And take several really deep breaths. Just breathe in, exhale. With each breath, become a little bit more relaxed. Not to go to sleep, but so that your mind is open, your heart is open, the third eye is open. Your crown chakra is open. And allow yourself to be carried on the notes of the music. And allow yourself to be open to the presence of the one power in you. Should you hear a noise that disturbs you, coming from here in our building or from wherever you are, it's simply a reminder to turn within, to turn away from the noise and to turn towards something deeper. And that's the very core, the essence of who we are. Expressions of the life that we call God. With each breath you take, relax more into your awareness of the presence of God in you. If your mind wanders off, just bring it gently back to the breath, and then follow the next breath inward. We're not used to going inward. We're used to being focused externally. Outside events, the world around us, what maybe others want us to do. This is a time, as Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, talked, to visit headquarters, to be there in that space with the divine presence, which is all around us all the time. But are we paying attention? And now I'm going to invite you to remain in a meditative state, but to join me in a prayer. Let's first of all start with, for you, whatever's on your heart and mind. You know, you can email us at prayer@unityofroyaloak.org, and we will respond, and then we will join with you in prayer. Prayer is our way of immersing ourselves in the truth of God, to activate, to call it forth. Perhaps there's someone in your life that you're concerned about or you would like prayer for. And I have several people on my personal prayer list and on the church prayer list. And the thing they have in common is that the solution is God. Awareness of God, consciousness of God. It is surrendering to the peace that passes understanding. And we imagine now that all beings have the capacity to communicate with their Creator. And we bless all of our leaders. And we bless everyone on this planet. We have many different names for God and images of God and pictures, but they're all pale in comparison to the reality. So however you understand the divine, it's the perfect way. And my own understanding has changed over the years. It's evolved. It's not really changed. It's just gotten richer and deeper. Pray with me. Almighty, eternal, Holy One, we give thanks for your presence in us as us. And we're conscious of those people that we really click with well, and the ones not so well, and we're grateful for both. We're grateful for both, for all of it, for all of life, everything in it. We bless the world leaders. NATO meeting in Europe, and we want a world filled with peace. So we'll lead the way. We'll be at peace in our hearts, in our families, in our towns, in our states, provinces, wherever you are right now. Surrender yourself to the will of the One. And that will is always expanded life. You know, there's more to us than the life of this body. So much more. I think the reality of it will blow our minds some days when we see it, sometime in the future. And God, for all the gifts that we have, we give thanks as we let it be. Amen. I hope that you'll visit our website at unityofroyaloak.org. We have a number of events happening, many of them virtual, available virtually or in hybrid form, and some here in the building. There's really nothing that I like to do more than encourage people and talk to people about how do they understand the process, where are they on their own journey. People ask me often, say, Pastor, I want to get on a spiritual journey. And I always say you've been on one since the day you were born, probably before. So visit us at unityofroyaloak.org, attend a service, do something to move your own spiritual life forward. That's how we evolve. That's how we create a new world. It's time, don't you think? And whatever you're doing right now, remember that the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well.